I guess to back up a little bit, I'm a history major by trade or training, whatever you want to call it. And that's always been a passion of mine. I mean, even before I was in college, I read history books in high school and everything else. And so I've always kind of had more of a forward-thinking view on things. And so starting the farm was something that I felt like as the years kind of clicked on, that it would move from being less of a niche thing, buying locally, to being more of a normal thing. And really, in all my history training and studies and everything, the importance of farmers and farming, I mean, that's something that comes up constantly. Really, the last few classes that I took in American history, one of the classes kind of focused on early American history, prior to the United States government being started, 1600s and stuff, and the importance of farming and being able to feed people, particularly when these people were exploring a new world. That really got me interested in thinking like, hey, like this is something that's super important. It's often overlooked. Farming these, I'm talking back in 2012 days, farming is really seen to be kind of like this dude on a huge tractor and just roaming over just countless acreage, and you're harvesting just fields upon fields of stuff mechanically. I mean, that's how I thought. I had some family, not uncles, like great uncles, that were farmers in Iowa and stuff. And so I guess that's kind of what I absorbed personally as what a farmer was, as someone that's just on a big piece of acreage. And I realized, hey, that's not necessarily the case. Small farming, a mixture of farming different types of produce is something that can actually be viable. So I've kind of danced around the question. But no, I don't think that farming is near saturated enough. I feel like we've really just kind of built the first step of a really long staircase of getting to the point where a country like the United States could become, semi-reliant on local systems, because we have so much further to go. I mean, at this point, the vast majority of people get their food from grocery stores. Talking about produce here, not like prepared stuff. Obviously, that stuff is going to come from our grocery store. But, really what I think us as all small farmers is we really want people to think about getting produce from their local market or from their local producer versus getting their produce from their grocery store that has been grown in maybe California, or in off seasons, tomatoes that may be grown out of the country, or things of that nature. So the more saturated it can get, the better. I mean, that's kind of what we're all going for, is to sort of take on big ag and show them that it doesn't have to be that way.